my opponents. The ban on plastic is necessary. It is vital. It needs to be done. Thank you.
Well, it is another day as usual. We are always here Sundays 3 p.m., Wednesdays at 10:30. Allow me to take you to this grand presentation of students at Strathmore University. These people showcased public speeches, poetry, as well spoken word. But more so, it was a world of public speaking. Girls and boys from the university showcased their concerns, showcased their etiquette. It was really good. It was really nice. As a campuser watching us, or as a student, as a primary pupil, you need to be part of this so that you learn more things as compared to public speech and as well the social factors affecting our communities.
Going through one of the stages in life, a wise man once told me, when you're not okay, you believe that your pain shall not come to an end. But the only way your pain can end is if you go through it. Now I come to tell you that it is okay not to be okay. Having emotions and having feelings doesn't make you weak. You feel as if when you're going down, when you're feeling depressed, when anxiety comes at its highest, you feel as if you're falling into a pool of sorrow. But I come to tell you, the once bright light morale can be brightened and regained. I come to tell you that pain is not permanent. Pain is a stage in life, and it is okay not to be okay. Because we understand that pain makes you who you are. Pain makes you stronger than you believe you are. Because pain is just that one little enemy that comes in your life just to make you stronger, because pain knows who to target. You might think that this is happening because life is unfair. But I come to tell you a different story, because I believe the wise words a man once told me. Having emotions should not be regretted, but having emotions should rather be what we celebrate. We come to tell you that, you know what, as a teenager, do not believe that I am falling into a pool of depression, I am falling into a pool of sorrow. Do not allow yourself to be discriminated, stigmatized. Don't fall into depression just because of pain, just because you don't feel okay. Take me, for example. It took me time, because I was not okay, to accept the situation that was at hand. If it wasn't because of the fact that I was in clutches, which was not being okay at that moment, I wouldn't be where I am today. Now I am a living example that it is okay not to be okay. My mother over there is an example. Falling into depression, falling into anxiety, she rose back to the top because she believed that not being okay was not permanent. She was going to rise to the top once again. And this is what led her to the top. You come to a situation in life where you believe that I'm falling. You believe that there is no gain in whatever I'm taking. But let me tell you this, no pain, no gain. That's one of the biggest things we are taught when growing up. And I value that aspect, because we believe that when you're not okay, this is where you come back at your strongest. It's like an economic boom. The economy falls and rises as no one expects. That is exactly what happens with us. Not because we are human beings with emotions, but because we're human beings who can take control of these emotions. Your peers discriminating you. Imagine being in the corner, in the shadow, screaming and no one hearing you. Imagine tears cascading your cheeks every day, and you believe you have no one by your side, you have no shoulder to lean on. Now that shows you true strength. If you can go day by day with the same routine, what makes you think that you can't fight a war alone? You've just been toughened by not being okay. Now this is one thing most of us in this room do not know. This is one thing most of us in this room believe is not true. It's not a fairy tale I come to tell you. It's reality. And every story has a happy ending. That is what I come to tell you. We are not villains in our own lives. No. We're the hero in each unique way by going through the same pain that makes us who we are. Now that is why not being okay is one of the best things that could happen. It might not be enjoyable at the time that it happens, but enduring it has to be one of your biggest successes. Now believe me when I say, it is okay not to be okay. Because once in a lifetime, you have to know what toughens you up. Once in a lifetime, you have to know what makes you you. Once in a lifetime, you have to develop an elephant skin to make you stronger than you were before. With this, I thank you.
Thank you. Which one is yours?
It's okay not to be okay.
Okay, you have chosen the first option. It is okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
You are fully aware that you're going to speak for 4 minutes.
Sure.
Then you are going to have a bell at 2 minutes, at 4 minutes, and you'll have an additional 15 seconds
Sure.
tops.
Yeah.
Start it, Will.
Okay. So I'm going to start now. In second year at the university, walking back from campus one day, I got mugged, and I was stabbed in my chest right here. I don't know what happened after that, but then 3 weeks later, I wake up in the ICU, surrounded by family. Everyone's so happy because they didn't even know whether I would survive or I would die. 2 months later, after physiotherapy and so many things, I went back to school, normal. Everyone asked me, "How are you doing?" I smile and I say, "I'm okay." I smile to everyone who asked me that question. But then, I was convincing myself I was, but I wasn't. Fast forward, term exams came. I started failing. Mind you, I was one of the best students in my class. But then, I was lying to myself I was okay. I wasn't. When I was confronted by family to speak to a therapist, I said, "I am okay." Why? Black people do not speak to therapists because we are strong. I had a best friend in university who was so much into Korean drama. Then one day, she comes to me and says, "Aisha, I need you to watch this movie." And I tell her, "Oh, please, I'm not into Korean drama. Those things are so fallacious." But then she says, "This one is important. You have to watch it." The title of the movie was, "It's Okay Not to Be Okay." In that movie was a man who works in a psychiatric hospital and a lady with multiple personality disorder. Let's talk about the lady. How she came to have multiple personality disorder is because of a childhood trauma with the mother and then other friends. This lady had just one friend in life, and she drove her away. Why? Because of her isolation from everyone, she drove the person she loved away. Fast forward, she's 22. She meets the guy again. Guess right, that guy is the guy working in the psychiatric clinic. They come together, so many things happen, they fall in love. This movie is not about the love. This movie is not about the love, but about how she was able to heal. Today, I got the lesson from it, and I learned that toxic positivity has so much impact on your emotions and brings secondary emotions. So, as a person, I said to myself, I'm going to visit the therapist. I'm going to talk about my issues. I'm in 4th year today. Today is my graduation. And I'm graduating with a first class. Why? Because I identified my problem. I stopped smiling, and I stopped saying I'm okay to everyone who asked me whether I was. I told everyone, I am not okay. I need help. I need help. And I got the help I needed. So, I am here to tell you today, it's okay not to be okay. When you look at everyone, you see the flaws that you think that you think you only have. You see the flaws in everyone. You see that everyone is just pretending. But behind that facade is a wanting person. It's someone who needs to be talked to. It's someone who needs help. It's someone who just talking to the person would give a certain solace. So I challenge you today and tell you, toxic positivity doesn't help. In your own way, try to communicate. Tell yourself you are not okay when you are not. Because to everybody, it's okay not to be okay. Thank you.
Okay, doing
How has
great.
been the tournament?
Well, pretty hectic.
Okay, great. So we have got 3 options. Which one did you choose?
Africa for Africans.
You have chosen option number 2, Africa for Africans.
Yes.
Great. You are fully aware that you are going to speak for 4 minutes. You shall hear a bell ring at 2 minutes and another at 4 minutes, and then you will have an additional 15 seconds in the event that you might have not finished rounding up your speech.
Okay.
Fine. The floor is yours, it will.
So, I am thin. I'm not fat. I don't sound like I'm from America because I'm not American. And to be quite frankly and very honest, I cannot be defined by your expectations and your definitions because I am African. And what defines me is my culture, my values, my ethics, my norms, the things that I keep inside of me, my Africanicity. That's what defines me. It defines me the most. And this is a reflection of where I'm from. Hence the theme, Africa for Africans. My Africa for Africans. So dear social media, I will not subject to the discrimination and the stereotype and the violence in the comment section. No. I will look beyond everything you say and find myself in it. Because in my stories or my Instagram stories, I tell my real story, my actual story, who I am, the story of where I belong. My Africa, Africa for Africans. Yeah. The only person in the room who have just decided to be real in this reels. The only person in the room who has decided to post regardless of what people think. I'm posting my own life. And I don't care anymore if people like, post, or share on my tweets. I don't care if people like anymore. Why? I'm not looking for anyone's approval. I am not, clearly. I'm literally understanding that I will not filter my pictures or my complexion. I will not filter my reality because that is my definition. I choose to overcome this cultural distortion. Dear social media, I am resilient, for I know who I am. I am an offspring of the fathers and great mothers of this continent. I am the living grandson of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, an origin of Zimbabwe. I decide who I am and not what people think or what people say or what people want me to look like. I'm not from Asia at the end of the day, so I decide who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. My skin, if you take a close look, a real close look at my skin, it's as dark as the coal from Wangi. That's how dark it is, real dark. But at the end of the day, what does it do? What does it do? I have a heart that is loving, patient, and very long, like the River Nile. That is who I am. And I've been defined by my strength like the great Zimbabwe. I outstand time. My culture is everlasting. It is beautiful like the pyramids of Egypt. It is great. Greater than what people expect. And what do they tell me? No, you do not have the qualities. Get away from here. You're coming from poverty. You can never overcome your challenges. There are people dying in your country because of hunger. I see beyond that. Because there are people who preserve their culture. There are people who fight every day to feed their families. And therefore, I am a fighter. I am a hunter. So dear social media, every single time You post regardless of what you think or whatever you expect from me. Just know there's nothing more to expect than just me. I am me. I am African. And I'm a reflection of where I'm from. Hence, Africa for Africans.
Well, I think you're enjoying the spoken word. If you're the one at the podium, what would you do? Benon MUKWAYA is my name. We go for a very short break. We are coming back.
You realize, my opponents, the ban on plastic is necessary. It is vital. It needs to be done. Thank you.